Hi everyone, I am back! Finally, so I was in a place where I didn't have access to a library, and I thought I brought enough books to read with me during this time period, and I totally didn't. So I am finally back with a new book review. This is the first book I've actually read in a while, and sorry if the lighting and stuff is changing because I am just filming in my new room, sitting on the floor. I don't have any lights up, it's just natural light, and I do think the sun just went behind some clouds since it's been like that all day. Sunny, cloudy, you know how it goes. So, anyways, today's book review is going to be The Murder Room by P.D. James. This features the detective Adam Dalgliesh, I think is how you pronounce his last name. I'm not 100% positive on that. And I think if you're really into mysteries that have like a really slow build up, it would be perfect for you. For me, being the first book that I really jumped back into and read, it was a bit slow because I'm just gonna tell some things. I'm not gonna give anything of the plot away, but there is a 100-page build up to the first murder, and there were so many characters being introduced during this time that it was hard for me to keep track of everyone and who they were and what their positions were at this museum that is kind of the center of the whole novel. And so that was a bit weird, and to me it was a bit boring. There was a lot of description, which some people really like, and I don't mind description to give me a general overview of what the area looks like or maybe what the person is like, but I felt like P.D. James got into it a little bit too much for my liking. They were describing all she was describing all the furniture and where it was in the room and all these things, which would be good for the murder scene and everything, but it was that way for almost every room that any person seemed to enter. There was just so much description, or a description of the river and the road and the sun. And like I said, sometimes that's okay, but I felt like there were just pages and pages of it that I started to kind of skip any pages that were just description and get to where people were actually talking, because that's what detective novels are. There is a lot of description that could be good, obviously, if there's a clue or something that they need to find and it's in the room. But this one definitely relies a lot on the dialogue because, like I said, I skipped a lot of those descriptions, and by the end, I still understood everything. I wasn't like, wait, I don't remember when she mentioned that because I missed a description that was 5 pages long. No, it was fine. That being said, I overall liked it. By the end, I was satisfied, so that's good. I sat down to read, I do that thing, oh, I'm only going to read 30 minutes, then I'm going to go do something else, and I ended up reading maybe an hour and a half until I finished the book. So after it got past the first murder and like the descriptions, it started to really pick up, and I did appreciate that. And I still thought it was good. Like I said, I think I would suggest it. I would tell people that it is a bit slow at the beginning, and it might be hard to keep track of all the characters at the beginning, but just keep with it, and it does have a good payoff in my opinion. As murder mystery goes, I feel like I could figure out who the murder was in this, and like I said, I'll try not to give any plot points away, but I kind of had my guess as to who it was, and it was correct. And I do think one thing that would have been, I don't even know if I should get into this, that would have been interesting, or a twist, is if the person who was murdered first turned out not to be murdered and it was more of a red herring. And if you read the book, you'll understand why I would say that. But I mean, the book's already written and it's published, so that's not going to be changed at all. But that was just something I thought, oh, that would have been interesting, because the character who is murdered first, I actually really liked this person and I thought they were a decent person and I felt bad for them. So I was a bit sad when they were murdered and it wasn't a red herring or something where like the body was switched, but they had the identity in them. So at first the police thought it was this person, but it really wasn't, type thing. Because I liked that person who was murdered at the beginning and I did feel bad for them. So yeah, that was The Murder Room by P.D. James. A bit long at the beginning, a bit heavy on the descriptions, but overall I thought it was an okay book, an okay murder mystery. Definitely not my favorite. Like, I don't think I would read it again. And I have read another P.D. James novel that I think was called either The Black Tower or The Dark Tower. I don't remember. It was a while ago. And I felt the same thing, that it was just kind of boring at the beginning and there was just too many descriptions for me to super enjoy it, because I just kept wondering when we were actually going to meet a character or get past the 2-page description of one room that wasn't actually important at all to the story. And that's what bothers me. Like I said, if the description is important to the story, totally fine with it. But when it just gets too much into it and it has nothing to do with the story, it's just like, the inspector walked into the room and there was a credenza off to the side from the 1800s with mahogany wood and stained and blah, blah, blah. And then he never goes to that room again and it's not important to the crime. Like, that kind of bugs me. So that was P.D. James, The Murder Book. I realized that I didn't think of a question beforehand, a random question to ask. So I don't know if I've done this one, but what's my favorite murder mystery book? I think I've done who my favorite detective is. Let's just go for what is my favorite murder mystery. Which is hard because I really like Sherlock Holmes. It's not always murder in those. But The Hunt of the Baskervilles, just because I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan. But actually one murder mystery that has always stuck with me, and many people might be like, oh, that's so, like, everyone has read that before, but I don't care. I thought it was so good, is And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, which was originally published as 10 Little Indians, but in America, and maybe now everywhere, I'm not sure, it was published as And Then There Were None. And I really enjoyed that, and I totally suggest it if you haven't read it, and if you have, go ahead and reread it if it's been a while, because it's good, and I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, that was The Murder Room by P.D. James. It's alright. Read it if you like murder mysteries, and definitely if you like P.D. James. Oh, I do have to say one more thing, though, about this book, with descriptions and things that have nothing to do with the plot. There was, like, this random side plot with Inspector Adam, or AD. I'll call him AD. She literally writes that in the book. AD was in the room, and they wondered what AD was thinking. That's what I'm just calling him AD now. This random side story with him and this girl that he thought he was in love with, and it's only at the beginning, and then there's, like, nothing about it at all, and then it randomly pops up again at the end, and I was like, that felt like that was just put in there to add more words to this book, and that did bug me. But that being said, otherwise, it was alright, and like I said, by the end, I really super enjoyed it. Sorry if this was a bit rambling. I haven't read a book in a while. I have definitely not done a book review video in a while. Once again, sorry for the changing lighting. Sorry for my ramblings. Hopefully this is okay. I am hoping to get back into more book reading and, excuse me, I just hiccuped there, and be able to put more of these up. We'll see what happens. My schedule's getting busier, so might not be as often, but I'll still try and post on Fridays when I do. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. I have more than just book reviews here. I have a few Star Wars videos that I've made as a fan. I have a few random music videos. Anyway, I just do whatever I feel like and put it on YouTube. So thank you so much. Like, subscribe, comment down below if you have a favorite murder mystery book or even a favorite murder mystery movie. My favorite murder mystery movie, that's a good one. I'll say that real quick before I end. I don't know. I'll stick more, I don't know. I was going to say with strict murder mystery instead of, like, murder thriller. But there's this movie called Fracture, I believe it's what it's called, and I'm pretty sure it has Anthony Hopkins for sure. And then I'm pretty sure there's a lawyer played by Ryan Gosling in the movie. And I'm almost positive it's called Fracture. That was a fantastic murder mystery movie. Like, I totally suggest it. Super interesting, super good. Go watch Fracture. Read The Murder Room by P.D. James if you feel like it. Go read And Then There Were None. Go read Sherlock Holmes. Just go read. Enjoy life. Be happy. Thank you so much for watching. You all have a great day.